PewDiePie supports the Stop Killing Games initiative, urging his 110 million European YouTube followers to sign the petition. Absolute Chad. PewDiePie, 13 minutes ago. There was just news about PewDiePie, about he's like no longer in the top 10 subscribers in the world or whatever. That's kind of wild. And like, I don't think he's posted videos in a long time, is what people in the comments were saying. I don't really know. I haven't watched him to know. Thank you all for the amazing support on my recent videos, plural videos. I love how I can just nerd out and share whatever with you guys. In the comments, I've seen some of you mention Stop Killing Games, and I want to say 100% support this movement. It ties in perfectly with what I talked about in my video, ownership over software and the games we buy. Strongly encourage you to sign the petition, stopkillinggames.com. It takes like 30 seconds. If you're outside the EU or UK, you can't directly sign, but sharing still helps. Anyone that's a gamer should support it. If they don't, they clearly don't play games for real. Like, come on. Well, let's go take a look at this. Stop Killing Games. Like, what is this movement about? I'm not in the UK, so I can't do anything. Okay. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement. Started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of this practice is largely untested in many countries. Yeah, we're all kind of living in a world where, like, if you buy a game or a movie, if you buy a digital product, you're buying the license to it. You don't really own it. And even with like physical games now, which have all but gone away, you really don't own it anyway, because you put in a physical game, 9 times out of 10, it's going to immediately be like, you got to do this patch to play it. You got to connect to the internet to play it. You have to do something. Like the Switch 2, like you have to have like a little card that has no data on it, but it's like your key that says you own a piece of plastic and you can download and play the game. And if you have that piece of plastic with that ID on it, you can play the game. I'm assuming you can give it to your friend or their Switch and then they can play it, but then you can't play it at the same time because they have the key to the game. Basically, you can download it both, is my understanding, but somebody has to have the key. And if you don't have the key, then you can't start the game, right? So what I'm saying is that I feel like this ship has already sailed. I feel like if you buy a physical game in the modern console world, you can't put a disc in and just play it. Maybe there are some games you can just put a disc in and play it. Maybe. But a lot of them are probably going to lock you out immediately and be like, you can't play this unless you update the game. A game that really like when this issue first came up in my brain, when I was like, I would love to preserve this. You know, there's a lot of people who are very enthusiastic about preserving games and the state of games when they release, because you can buy a game when it comes out and then come back 2 years later and it's a complete different thing, right? But, and that's just games now. But the game that made me think about this the first time was Destiny, the original Destiny. Because you may not remember, the original Destiny was pretty good, but essentially, like, if you remember when it came out, you played, you had like the original raid and all that stuff, but the wizard, the little ghost, was played by the short boy. God, my brain is so fried. All right, let's respect him enough to know his name. Tyrion Lannister actor. Why can't I think of his name? Peter Dinklage. Dinklage. Okay. Peter Dinklage was your ghost. He was your companion. And Destiny, when Destiny DLC came out, they removed that from the game and they replaced it with, I think, Troy Baker, honest to God. Like, Troy Baker's and everything else. So I think it was just like Troy Baker came in and was like, I'm going to be a robot now. Ha ha ha. And it's like, okay, cool. But the original version of Destiny 1 doesn't exist anymore. You can't play it. And when Destiny 2 came out, it was kind of like a copy of 1. And I kind of wish you could go back and play Destiny 1 with Peter Dinklage and just like, not that you're going to, go play. It's like a live service, kind of like Diablo shooter, right? Like, not that you could do a lot towards the end game solo or anything, but it kind of sucks. And it kind of sucks that like this will be memory hold. And what I mean is like, we were already in a digital place where it didn't matter if you had a PS4 and Destiny 1 as a disc. That disc don't work. So like if you had a Destiny 1 disc somewhere and you have a PS4 somewhere, you put it in, I don't think you can even play it. Now I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Like you plug in your PS4 first time, reset factory default. Okay. You do that. You get a Destiny 1 disc, you put it in, no save games, no downloads. That thing ain't going to play. It's going to say requires an update or something. And then I think what happens is it's going to say, this game doesn't exist anymore. Buy Destiny 2. I could be wrong about that. Maybe you can play the newest, latest version of Destiny 1 with a disc, but I don't think so. But that's like the first time I thought about this. And I was kind of sad. I was like, wow, like we truly have entered a time with games. And games are so unique. It's not really like that way with movies or TV, where if you weren't there, it's gone. It's gone. Like TV shows, like, like Disney Plus, like they take stuff out of Disney cartoons now, like, or they like they like darken up characters. Like I think like Aladdin, like they like edited it. They made an edit to where like his skin's darker. What's up, Finn Cobb 11? Thanks for the follow, bud. Maybe I'm wrong about the Aladdin thing. What's up, Finn Cobb? But essentially it's like they changed that stuff, but like you still, like, it's really easy to go in and find like it's really easy to go in and find like the original version, like on a VCR or like a DVD or something, and do that. But with games, it's different because this is it. Like it's all digital. So like whatever they want this version of the game to be and exist is either here or it's not. And with Destiny 1, it's like, I'm just going to be, if you ever talk to somebody about Destiny 1, it's almost going to be like, did that actually really happen? Like 20 years from now, I'm like, yeah, Peter Dinklage was in that. And I'm like, are you sure? And like, maybe the internet will save it. How am I? I'm doing good, Finn Cobb. How are you? But yeah, that's enough about Destiny 1, and then obviously like stop killing games. Yeah, if you're in the UK, probably go sign this. I don't know if it's going to do anything. Maybe it'll slow it down, but I think we've already lost this battle. We were just talking about Destiny 1, Finn Cobb, and we're talking about stop killing games. So not necessarily a specific game, but we were talking about games in general. So yeah, this is probably worth it to go take a look, and just get into it and understand it. But I don't know if you'll actually be able to do anything at this point. I wish that we could go back. A lot of people signed it. Wow, 761K. That's cool. The UK usually does pretty good things around stuff like this. I hope that they help acknowledge it, like that if you buy a game, you own it forever. What does it mean by stop killing games? Basically, it's the premise that a lot of game companies, no, do they mean that the games are bad? No, they don't mean that the games are bad. What they mean, the premise is that basically video game companies will come out and they will sell you a game, and they know whenever the popularity is gone, they'll just turn the servers off and you won't be able to play that game anymore, or that version of the game. So like they know ahead of time that you're going to buy this, but you don't actually own it forever. Like eventually they will kill it and you won't be able to play a version of it. Whereas like if you have like an old Nintendo, you can still go play Mario because it's not connected to the internet and you can play that same version of Mario forever. So that's what they mean, FinCob. So yeah, it seems like a good thing to do. I wanted to do one more thing. I've been streaming for a little bit here, almost an hour. We're going to go look at one more thing. FinCob, we're going to go look at one more thing. Yeah, there's loads of old games with servers shut down. I would love to play. Yeah, let me know some that you'd love to play one last time. I agree. That's what I was talking about, Destiny 1. Like that original Destiny 1 would have been great.